You could always subscribe, but now you can become a member. What does that mean? Well, the 3 minutes are going to be there every day, as usual, for free. But with membership comes a longer interview every month. Some interesting people dealing with the big issues that are facing Canada now, which is why I'm speaking to John Capobianco, Bigshot Conservative, about the big issue facing Canada now is what's going on with the United States, what's going on with Canada as a country. You have spoken about your leader, how you think he's going to stay and lead his party, but lead his party where? In other words, what should Canada be doing?
Well, and I think too, when you say that, I believe Pierre's going to stay, I think that there's an absolute, I'm not getting a sense from the party, and I talked to a lot of party members who...
Heads aren't going to roll.
I don't think they're going to roll. I think that the next couple of months between now and his by-election and how he wins that, and then between the by-election, Parliament coming back, and then the leadership, I think is going to be determined upon how people react to Pierre and how Pierre reacts. And I think we've seen him now a couple of times publicly where he's actually changed his tone a bit and has become much more pro-Canada, united Canada,
changing
and that
his
kind of
tone,
stuff.
but what about the specifics of what he would do were he prime minister? He's got to be able to tell people, you know what, I don't know what Carney's doing, but is there a debate going on in your party? Are the MPs meeting saying, here's what we should propose? Are they talking about what a good plan would be?
Well, and I think what you're hearing from Pierre, and I saw him during the election campaign talking about a strong Canada and making sure that the Canada that we have that needs to negotiate with the U.S. is from a position of strength. And
right.
That means a stronger economy, stronger military, stronger border security, all of those things that make Canada stronger. An East-West pipeline, as an example, who now the provinces are talking about it. Premier Ford has done a phenomenal job in trying to get other premiers to kind of come in and actually collaborate with him to lower and in fact disseminate the provincial trade barriers.
Right.
That's an incredible thing. He and Danielle Smith, Premier Danielle Smith, just had an amazing announcement with respect to East-West Pipeline. Yep. Those are the kind of things that we need to continue to do, and Pierre would be somebody that would actually foster that and actually allow that to happen in a more stronger way. We
are in a period of the summer right now. MPs came back, they sat for 4 weeks, and then they took off at the end of June. They're not coming back till the end of September. I'm an advocate for Parliament to come back and for MPs to be debating what's going on. Now, your leader wouldn't be there, but he could be outside the House. Do you think that that's something your party would like to see happen, where MPs can say, good, this is a great idea, or that's a bad idea. Let's talk about what's going on in Canada.
Well, if you remember, Stephen, during the election campaign, one leader actually made an election promise, and that was Pierre Poilievre, who said that if he got elected prime minister, he was going to have Parliament sit back and sit for the whole summer to deal with this existential threat that is the United States and the tariffs. What we've seen now is a prime minister who's done the opposite. He's actually recessed Parliament and is doing things on his own in a way that I think is not democratic. And I think that's something that Pierre would have done. It was would have House back and a fulsome debate.
Let's talk about democracy, though. I mean, I only have 10 seconds left, but I mean, would it be neat to have MPs debating in Ottawa what kind of country we should become?
Well, especially in an election campaign that was all about tariffs and all about Canada-U.S. relations, and everybody that got elected, men and women that got elected in this last election campaign, all fought because they had an opinion on Canada-U.S. trade. And wouldn't it have been nice if they were in the Parliament actually debating that and discussing it?
What a novelty. John, thank you very much. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.